All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. We talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumored dramas, and superstar and active statuses, injuries, and updates. And of course, we talk about promotions from WWE to AEW to New Japan Professional Wrestling to TNA. Basically, if it makes the major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1010%. So make sure you guys tune in every Monday through Friday on this beautiful GSMC Sports Network to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. All right, just going to reflect on what we talked about right quick. We had our WWE SmackDown review. Then we had our WWE Monday Night Raw preview / talk. Then now we're going to talk about some AEW Full Gear analysis and my reactions. We're going to talk about that. But of course, before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit up the tips and donations link. Also, hit up your super chats so you guys can tell me what's up. Tell me how you guys felt about AEW Full Gear. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right, so we're going to talk about the 0 Hour. Both of these women, absolute bombshells. Both of these women are absolutely on their way up to the future of AEW. Anna Jay taking on Deonna Purrazzo. You had, Jay, Pin, Purrazzo, which honestly, in my opinion, I thought it was, I thought it was great. But the women's division right now in AEW, I got to be honest, maybe it's kind of falling a little short. I got to be honest, when it kind of, I would say maybe a couple of months ago, it seemed like it was kind of heating up. Obviously, no more Toni Storm. Obviously, she's kind of announced her retirement from professional wrestling. Don't know how far that's going to go. I remember when I was watching AEW, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. But, and I hate to put it on one person, and I'm not trying to create any built-up animosity, or I'm not trying to say that I hate one superstar. But I hate such a strong word, man. Ever since, oh, God, and I feel wrong for saying this, and I'm not trying to create a fight, I swear to God. Ever since Mercedes Moné became a double champion, her turning face to heel was necessary. It was great. I would have loved to see her drop the title against Dr. Britt Baker. I thought that would have been a great move. I feel like ever since you saw Mercedes Moné kind of come into the women's division, now it feels like Tony Khan is doing everything that he can in terms of that division to pander to her, make her look strong, make her look absolutely successful, make her look like something that she's obviously, kind of with her head up her own butt. The way she kind of, depicts herself, the way she kind of sees herself as the greatest wrestler in women's division history, which obviously is kind of, which is kind of a spin. I'm not saying she's not great. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve flowers. But ever since it feels like, Mercedes Moné signed with AEW, Tony Khan has been doing everything in his power to make sure this girl feels comfortable, to make sure this girl feels like she's on top of the world, to make sure this girl is the highest paid women's wrestler inside the world of professional wrestling. But ultimately, just to make her happy. Like, he's doing everything to make her happy. Like, like we're gonna talk about this later on in the segment. The TBS Championship was the match before the main event. I don't see that why that was the case. I felt like the Swerve Strickland and Bobby Lashley could have definitely beat that out. I felt like Switchblade Jay White and at Hangman Adam Page's match could have been the match before the main event. But you have Mercedes Moné, and like I said, I'm not trying to throw any hate, not trying to throw out any reluctance, and I'm not hating on her whatsoever, because I feel like she is truly talented, and I feel like AEW did, the moment that they signed her was great for their wrestling promotion. But at this point, I guess I'm saying like maybe they're trying a little bit too hard. Maybe they're trying a little bit too hard to kind of ultimately promote Mercedes Moné to the point where you had Willow Nightingale. I felt like the women's division, when Willow Nightingale was a TBS champion, was better because you had her going up against matches like I think it was like Sky Blue, and you had her going again like in hardcore matches, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like the women's division, it's good with Mercedes Moné, but then again at the same time it's it's like a double-edged sword. But ultimately, Deonna Purrazzo, was nice to see her pick up the victory. Ultimately, I thought it was pretty cool to kind of see her kind of get into it. So definitely love Anna Jay. Definitely love she was able to defeat Deonna Purrazzo. Next we have Next, we have Dante Martin versus Commander versus Buddy Matthews versus the Beast Mortos on a fatal 4-way match. I love myself some fatal 4-way matches. First and foremost, I got to be honest. Matthews was able to defeat Martin, Mortos, and Commander. You know, I got to be honest. You kind of saw Buddy Matthews. Not, he kind of turned babyface. No, I'm not saying House of Black is turned babyface after this whole thing with them and Adam Cole. But, right now, Buddy Matthews, no one really knows what's going to happen with Malachi Black. People are anticipating him leaving AEW to the point where maybe Buddy Matthews is like, all right, now I got to start building momentum for my own career, because once you kind of leave, a prestigious, successful faction, a feared faction like the House of Black, you kind of go out into the wrestling world and kind of be like, all right, now I kind of have to watch my own arse here. I kind of have to go out there. I kind of have to, establish myself as a singles wrestler. And you had, two big names, two amazing names. You had, the Beast Mortos, and you had Commander. Then you had a young rising star like Dante Martin. The match won by Buddy Matthews, obviously, I feel like was a great way to, was a great way to kind of establish Buddy Matthews as maybe a future TNT World Champion. So, definitely love seeing Buddy kind of come out of that. Next, we have Big Boom. We have Big Boom AJ taking on QT Marshall. And this match was, it was one of those matches, obviously, when it comes to pay-per-views or PLEs, in any world wrestling promotion, like what you saw in WCW in the past, like in WWF/WWE. The Rizzler, dude, hitting that spear, creating a buzz all around the matchup. Everybody was super excited. Oh my God, it was in my opinion, I thought it was dumb. I gotta be honest. As a World Wrestling Federation fan, I was like, or promotion. Sorry, excuse me. I don't mean World Wrestling Federation because not trying to get sued. I'm just kidding. No, but as a wrestling fan, I gotta be honest. Now it's all over social media. It's all over social media. You have everybody. Oh my God, there is a Big Justice with the spear. I don't know. I wasn't really. Maybe I'm being a hater, I guess you could say. But right now, I was kind of like, you know what? I am trying to enjoy some professional wrestling. I'm trying to enjoy something that I love watching on Saturdays and Sundays where I have to pay money to watch this. And you see, the Rizzler and Big Justice spear the hell out of somebody. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell just happened? I get the entertainment aspect of it. I get it. I'm not a hater. Well, just a little bit. But ultimately, you saw Big Boom AJ defeat Marshall. But it was it was kind of crazy. It was interesting. Next, we have the Champagne Celebration between Mina Shirakawa and the AEW World Women's Champion Mariah May. This promo obviously was definitely one of the best of the night. Mina Shirakawa right now is kind of on this momentum build toward, she's on this momentum to, I feel like she's going to be the face of AEW. I don't know why. She would make an amazing AEW World Champion. I would love, I love Mariah May. She's great. She's cool. She's very talented inside the ring. She's, she has that bad, she has that bad girl mentality, and I don't mean it to sound weird, but she has that mentality where she could definitely, as a heel, everybody absolutely hates her. And her, kind of turning her back on Mina Shirakawa, her only friend, once when, you saw her dethrone Toni Storm for that AEW World Women's Championship. And now you're kind of left on your own. You know what I mean? Why she did it so early, I don't understand. But with their new, Tony Khan's new, new partnership with New Japan Professional Wrestling, especially, when it comes to that, Japanese professional wrestling in terms of Stardom, also the CMLL Ring of Honor, it's important to kind of broadcast and kind of promote some of these young Asian wrestlers, like Mina Shirakawa, like the AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita. It's absolutely, it's the perfect time to do so. It's absolutely 1,010% the perfect time to do so. And, Mina Shirakawa, every single time she comes out, the fans obviously adore her. They love her. And obviously for reasons which are for professional wrestling reasons. I hope that's exactly what, what people were trying to say. Obviously, you saw last week on Dynamite when her and, who's that other girl? I can't even think of her name right now. But, you know, it was just Harley Quinn, no. She was trying to be, she's the Harley Quinn of AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. I can't think of her name right now. But, you know, I like Mina Shirakawa for obviously different reasons. I'm not saying she's not beautiful, of course. You know, I'm not trying to step over those boundaries or anything like that. I'm just, you know, trying to say inside the wrestling ring, it's, you know, it's art. You know, whenever she wrestles, it's great. It's nice to watch. She definitely, gets the fans, you know, she puts the butts in the seats. She has them on the edge of their seats to just, you know, linger around on every move she does just to find out the outcome of a women's match in AEW. The CMLL, New Japan Professional Wrestling, Stardom, you name it. Mina Shirakawa would absolutely do wonders as the face of the AEW World Women's Championship division. So, you know, I'm all for it. I definitely think it's going to be great for her. All right, Will Ospreay going up against Kyle Fletcher. This match, you know, much to my chagrin, I got to be honest, the right person won. You know, you saw Kyle Fletcher pick up the victory against Will Ospreay, and recently you saw, you know, Kyle Fletcher kind of, you know, turn his back on Will Ospreay, which was exactly what you should have done. Will obviously leaving the Don Callis family, leaving a lot of questions. The Don Callis family has become absolutely reformed. Obviously, right now they're kind of in, collusion with, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. But it was a perfect time to put Kyle Fletcher over Will Ospreay. I feel like this, this match hit all the moves. Definitely love how they were hitting the Tiger Driver at 96. Obviously, I feel like as a young 25-year-old wrestler, Kyle Fletcher is the future of AEW. No doubt about it. The aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, he's still young too. It doesn't necessarily mean that him losing tonight, and AEW knew that. AEW knew that, okay, Will Ospreay, honestly, guys, if Will Ospreay loses, no one's really going to care that much. It's not going to be a whoop-de-big freaking do. But if Kyle Fletcher drops this match tonight, this could be absolutely detrimental to the development of his character in terms of AEW. You know, this heel. You know, he shaves his head in the middle of the crowd saying, "I'm not like you, Will Ospreay." Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is something that Kyle Fletcher needed. This is the match that he needed to do. And he ultimately needed to win against Will Ospreay, which is absolutely, obviously, the aerial assassin. Obviously, giving my respects to my man right there. But this match was obviously, it was a great way to put Kyle Fletcher over. And it's definitely something that, needs to be acknowledged because he's the future of AEW. All right, we have Roderick Strong taking on MJF. You know, this match is exactly what you guys thought it was going to be. This was going to be MJF basically flexing against Adam Cole. Once again, it's like, okay, hey, Adam Cole, you can fight me if you get through 3 guys. You know, he doesn't get through 3 guys. He loses to Konosuke Takeshita on Dynamite, and then you see Roderick Strong defeat Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match to be like, all right, Roderick Strong, now you're fighting MJF. And MJF's kind of like, all right. But at the end of the day, he wanted to send a message to Adam Cole by basically defiling his friend and kind of, telling him, oh, I wish, your mother would have shot you instead of your dad or something like that. Like, MJF brings so much personal heat inside any rivalry in terms of AEW. But for all this just to kind of end up with him taking on Adam Cole anyway, for me, I was kind of, I don't know, I was, I'm up, I love that Roderick Strong absolutely got the, the attention inside the ring that he ultimately deserves. Roderick Strong, he's been around the professional wrestling circuit forever. WWE, NXT, he was in Ring of Honor. This guy has literally been everywhere, kicking ass, taking names. It was nice to see him going against a prestigious wrestler like MJF. Every single time you have MJF on the wrestling card, that match is going to get some views. So, in that point, Roderick Strong, I'm like, dude, all power to you. That was awesome. But this match obviously was, you always knew it was going to be won by MJF. But, it is what it is. And, now he's going to fight Adam Cole, which he could have fought him anyway. But, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan, guys. All right, guys. Now we have Bobby Lashley of the Hurt Syndicate taking on Swerve Strickland. Swerve. Skirt. This match, obviously, Bobby Lashley was able to defeat Swerve Strickland. I thought this match was, for the longest, I love the way Bobby Lashley made his way in AEW. I felt like he really didn't belong anywhere else besides AEW. But now that he is, his first match, he fought, two people, some guy named Cheeseburger in a squash match. Like, that didn't piss me off. That didn't really piss me off. This match with Swerve Strickland where, you kind of had Swerve, it's not like Bobby Lashley, it's not like he won cleanly, And I feel like it hurts Bobby. It does hurt Bobby. I feel like at the end of the day, it kind of hurts Swerve as well. So for me, I feel like this match was, it was all right, but like I said, it's my opinion, 1,010%. But, the Hurt Syndicate right now, it's, I don't know. It's it's kind of crazy with the whole Prince Nana thing. Like, I get it, and I definitely love Swerve's entrance. I thought that was pretty badass. And Swerve, obviously the future of AEW, definitely one of the young rising stars. And running short of this segment, so I got to wrap this up. Switchblade Jay White defeats Hangman Adam Page, which in my opinion, I'm like, all right. Okay, so now you have this guy absolutely digging it. This guy's, obviously making a Game 7 out of this guy. No more, this is Hangman Adam Page's Achilles heel right now. He cannot defeat the Switchblade Jay White, and he was able to defeat Hangman Adam Page. Next, you see Ricochet take on Konosuke Takeshita for the AEW International Championship. You had Takeshita, obviously, maintain the championship, which I definitely thought he needed. Daniel Garcia is able to defeat Jack Perry, the scapegoat for the AEW TNT Championship. Just kind of keep this brief, but Daniel Garcia needed this. This was, exactly what his babyface turn was going to head into. They signed him to a new contract, and now, Jack Perry, once again, kind of proving that he's willing to do anything to kind of promote young talent. And, I feel for Jack Perry. Like, for the longest time, I got to be honest, I kind of had him on my hate burner a little bit in terms of the professional wrestling. But, I've kind of warmed up to him. And, I feel like this isn't going to burden him. I feel like he's going to find his way back to championship title contention, whether if it's AEW, Ring of Honor, or anything like that. But Jack Perry's going to be back in this main event spot. You had a Private Party win in this amazing, World Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match. So I thought that was cool. Mercedes Moné successfully retains her AEW TBS Championship against Chris Statlander at the end of the match. She said in a press conference, she said, she pushed me to my limit. It was probably the most challenged I've ever been. Whoop-de-freaking-do. I wanted to see Chris Statlander win this match. Jon Moxley defeats freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, and they will continue to run rampant all over AEW, Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage. So all in all, out of 5 stars, I give it a 4.5. I love the fact that they have match after match after match. Every title is going to be contended. And, that I don't know why. I think AEW, in terms of pay-per-view, blow WWE out the water, but that's my opinion, 1,010%. Besides SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble. Survivor Series, hit or miss. Doesn't, it all depends on the Survivor Series War Games match. But, overall, I feel like AEW does a, pretty damn good job. All right, guys, so do not go anywhere. Our next segment, we're going to talk about Jade Cargill being written off of WWE, her neck injury and back injury. Is it real? Is it kayfabe? Or are they just trying to, manipulate us and try to do what they do and squeeze all our emotions out as wrestling fans just so we can hinder to every single promo and thing that WWE posts on social media or on their episodes of SmackDown or Raw? So we're going to talk about that when we come back. So, hey, do not go anywhere.